Did you ever start one project and it turned into 3 or 4 or 5 or 6? You pretty can get back to that one. Well, that's what's happening today. Or actually this week. Welcome, Gary Brown, Forging On. Glad you came by. Started out 2 or 3 days ago. I started doing a video. Actually, it was before that, longer than that. Anyway, I started doing a video because I was going to make. Started laying it out here. You can kind of see square tubing. Had some heavy wall square tubing scrap. It's all rusty, but it'll work. What I'm wanting to make is a tank for my forge. So started filming. This is my crude drawing. It's going to be a stand for my gas forge. Going to sit up here, and I've got this part. It's actually what I'm going to do. I was going to have it open, but I decided to put a square tubing on top of this, and then I put a cross piece that's higher. Because what I want to do is I'm going to make a second one that I messed up and drew this line. I have no erasers in the shop, so that squiggly line, forget it. But what I'm going to do is this is open here at the bottom. It's just a 3-sided thing at the bottom and then 4-sided at the top, and it's going to hold my galvanized water slack tub. And the point of that is going to be that this can then roll up underneath, and without bumping into each other, they can roll up under here, and I can have my slack tub directly under my gas forge. And then there's going to be a metal plate, some sheet metal right here to protect it, because I'm at the gas forge here, and I'm going to put my 100-pound gas tank on this side. It's going to have wheels, and I can roll it around the shop. I got this idea from a blacksmith friend of mine, Joe Brown, and the slack tub rolling I got from another blacksmith friend of mine, Johnny Woolsey. And so I'm kind of combining the two into what I kind of envisioned in my head. So I started laying all this out, and this frame down here was what I was working on here. And it's going to turn into a welding project. I made this welding cart, and I could probably talk about it sometime, but when I got my welder, I got a Lincoln 210 MP. When I bought it, I wanted a welding cart, and then I also had a cart. I bought one of those Harbor Freight oxygen settling tanks, carts, and tires kept going flat. You know, it's cheap made. So what I did is, here, I'll show you real quick. As you can see, I've got my oxygen settling tanks on the bottom there, and then I left room to put. I got the argon. It's argon CO2, 25% stuff from my MIG welder in that brown bottle on there, and I could put 2 bottles. You know, see, I got enough room to have 4 bottles there, and it's all on wheels, and I can roll it around. But then I was limited doing that on my power cord for the welder. Was only what, 5-6 feet long, so I had this nice cart. I just couldn't roll it anywhere. So when I started cutting this stuff to make that cart, first thing happened was my bandsaw broke, which my previous video, if you go back and look at video 2, I'll put a link to it below, but it's just the previous video, I think. It got it broke. Well, it didn't break. It stripped out. One of the nuts stripped out, and it wouldn't cut straight. It was for the guides that hold the bandsaw right where it's going to cut. There's a top and bottom roller guides, and the bottom one got stripped out, so it kept twisting in and causing the bandsaw blade to twist, and it was putting angles on everything I cut. So I had to stop, fix that, and then I thought, well, I want to be able to get my welder over here, because my welding lead will only reach about halfway under my welding table here, and I'm kind of building it at that end. So I thought, well, I need to get my extension cord. My brother-in-law had given me, he had this old 6'3" cable, and there's a good 50+ feet of that there anyway, and but it needed ends, so I put the ends on it. That was a separate project. I didn't film that. I was just putting electrical ends on, and While I was doing that, I was messing with my welding cart, and I ended up dropping this high quality $9. I think they're about $15 normally at Harbor Freight, but I got them on. I got two of them on sale at $9, and I dropped it about 30 inches, and that of course broke one of the ears off here, which really don't matter. But it also broke apart, whoops, my handle when it fell on it. So I'm going to epoxy this back together. If it doesn't hold, I'm not going to worry about it. So that's what I'm going to do now is epoxy that. Got my welding cable. Got me some gloves, which is a chore and a half to get them out of here because whoever put these in, I like them. They're Keefe clean. They're 2XLs, so they're easy for me to get them onto my hands. And I like them. They're really good gloves for when I'm messing with chemicals and stuff. It's a battle to get them out. I'm almost ready to take them out of the box and throw them in a bucket or something. So that's it for right now. And then, of course, I want to hook that up to start welding my stuff together. And I thought, well, you know, I really don't want this cable just laying on the ground because you know how it is in a welding shop or blacksmith, anything where you got hot metal. If you drop a piece of hot metal, I don't care if it's 50 feet across the shop, you drop a piece of hot metal, it's going to roll all the way over and find a cord and burn a hole in it. I got more holes and little extension cords and electric cords. If you're doing a shop, arrange it till you get everything off the ground because you're going to burn holes in everything you got. And my next thing eventually, probably won't be anytime soon, but I've got my oxyacetylene hoses wrapped around the end of the cart there. And it'd be nice to get one of those retractable ones, but those things are real expensive. So I may just have to keep doing that. But I've even burnt into those before, which is not a fun thing when you start burning into an acetylene line. So what I'm going to do for the welding cable is I'm going to build an 8-foot bar that's I'm going to mount it to the stud of the wall, and about halfway along the wall. And my shop's about 24 feet across this way and 36 lengthwise. But I've cut off the last 8 feet, so it's only like maybe 28 feet by 24 feet, something along that line. So I'm just going to make it 8 foot and put it in the middle. And that should help me keep this big old heavy extension cord here at least kind of overhead for most of the shops. When I wheel my cart around, I can just kind of feed out a little and let that boom arm swing around. So whether or not I do that first or the other welding, it's just I keep getting sidetracked. So right now I'm going to epoxy my handle together and hope it holds. We got another video we're putting out here. It may actually be before this one, where I've put some ceramic coating inside my gas forge to protect it, and I'll try to get that out. I haven't edited it yet, so I'm gonna try to get that out. Of course, by the time you see this, you may have already seen that. And that's about it. So I'm gonna do a little epoxying, and then I might try my extension cord out. And this is kind of like a little pre-video to say my next 2 projects are probably going to be building me one of these, and then welding up both of these, building them. Hopefully I got enough steel around here to do it. I'm trying to use up scrap where I can, just so I don't have to go make a trip. It's 20 something miles any direction I go to a steel yard, so I always try to if I go to a steel, I try to get as much as I can and thinking ahead. But I think I got enough to do this, and I think I still got enough sheet metal to put in between the two to protect my gas tank from my forge. And I think that should do it. And like I said, stay tuned. This is kind of like what's going to be coming up, and I'll take you along as I build these. It's going to be a little bit more fabricating right now. Then eventually, after we get that done, we'll get back to some blacksmithing projects, and we'll try out the new helmet some more. Use that my Lincoln 3350. So hold on, I'm going to do a little epoxying. I know that tape's gonna stick to the epoxy, but I don't really care. I'm not sure it's even gonna hold up to the pressure it takes you put on it. I doubt. That's why I scuffed up the bolt a little with a file, and it'll probably snap off. And if it does, then I'll just make me a handle out of a metal piece of pipe or something and just weld it onto this same bolt that they use. No big deal. Like I said, cost me I think $9 or $10 on sale at Harbor Freight, one of those big sales they had, and I bought 2 of them, and I just used to keep. Like I keep a wire wheel on this one, and I keep a flap wheel on the other one, and then I've got my Milwaukee 5-inch, and then I got a Bosch 9-inch, and but I'm thinking about getting some more cheapies because I may get a little bit better than these though, but I just want to get some more to have around. It's a lot easier when you just got to reach and grab something, and you don't have to keep changing the heads all the time. It just takes forever. Of course, I forgot to put on my gloves, but I got them on before I got too messy. Anyway, it's just a comedy of errors, seems like lately. Or, you know, project opportunities. There you go. We'll figure something out. And I see, I shaved all week. I worked from home. My regular job, I worked from home the first 3 days, Monday through Wednesday. Then we were here Thanksgiving, and today's the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday. And so anyway, I haven't shaved all week, so it's all good. And but I, you know, look back, and that we get all this done and set up. We'll get started on these 2 welding projects, laying them out, getting them built. Y'all have a blessed day, and I'll see you on the next video. Please subscribe, like, comment, and hopefully you're having a great weekend and, you know, blessed holiday, and we'll talk to you later.